Now, chat. I think I'm in. Y'all see how the plastics were in a bag? So they stacked over here. So I gotta go through 'em. Hopefully y'all can hear me okay. I don't know who's here. We'll see. I'm tired. I'm gonna give it a few minutes. I was late coming in. We'll give it about 5 minutes and see who's on. Doesn't matter because I'm gonna record it anyway, but lighting is different. Oh, I don't know if I had the couch here last time, but the couch is against the wall now. And over here is some madness I gotta go through. So this, I'm gonna show y'all. See, I gotta go through that. That came from my storage unit a while back. I just went through these in a plastic, I had them in a black plastic bag. I didn't know what was there. And it was a bunch of plastics I had from one of my other apartments. And I went through to see what I was keeping and what needed to be tossed. And there's a whole bunch at the door that's getting tossed. These are keepers, so they're gonna end up moving into the kitchen, and I'm gonna end up going through the kitchen cabinet too, because I got plastics in there I don't need no more either. And then all those cords, I bought a big tote from Costco that's a heavy duty tote. I'm gonna put those in there, and they're going on the back patio as storage. And then every time I go to Costco, I'm gonna buy a tote because these totes are heavy duty and they'll last outside in the back. I don't have a storage unit and I'm not paying for one. So that's kind of the goal. So today I had the energy. I've been really tired, but today I had the energy to do a lot. So I did. Let me see. Somebody's in here. I don't know who, but we're going to talk here in a minute. I'm just going to talk about what's going on right now. So I got to get through this, put it out in the back, and then I'm trying to get through everything. I also have my pest control guy. I've really had bugs since I moved in here. I've seen like a couple. I'm just ashy. When he sprayed last time, I didn't really need him to come back. It's been like I had him spray like during COVID, and I ain't had that baby come back since. Yeah, I hope these are okay. I put them in my bag and forgot they was in there. I got them at work. If they're not, they'll go. I'll put them away. But I'm trying. You can't have to have a clear tote at work. Because you can't take phones and stuff like that. And when you go, and I have meds and stuff, so I take my meds and stuff. But we can't have clear, or we can't have phones and stuff, and anything we take in has to be able, they have to be able to see what's in it. Since it's government stuff, we're trying to make sure that certain folk, I don't know, people are special, don't go in there taking folks' private information, which is crazy, but you've always got to have one person going to do something ignorant. Anywho, what do I had? Oh, this one I had some chapstick and stuff in here. Okay, I probably do. I just don't see it. I need to clean this bag up. So that bag needs to be organized. I'll deal with that later. For now, I got a little oil right here. I'll use it. Okay. It might not be a lot of people come on, but if nobody come on, I'm still going to say what I got to say, because hopefully it'll help somebody. Because I'm not normally on Sundays. Anyway, I've been really tired, but I did a really good sleep for the past couple of days. And even last week, I took like a weekend off. Like I'll call it my me, myself, and I weekend. And I took me, myself, and weekend off. Wow, it looks like my hair is gray right here, but it's not. Hold on, y'all. Let me see if my phone. Let's see if that helps. Yeah, I guess it just looks gray right on top. But I took a me, myself, and I weekend, which I recommend doing during the Memorial Day weekend. And I just worked on the house. I can't remember. I think I did a video last weekend. I can't remember. I'm so tired. And just kind of relaxed and vegged and spend some time with the Lord and let the Lord spend some time with me. So I'm going to go ahead and talk because it's 4 minutes and that's not too many people have come in, but it's all good. I recently, one of the people that works at my company has shared some things, and she has a lot of, I think, emotional issues going on. personal issues, and a lot of things, as I told you before. For most people, most of our stuff stems from our childhood. It just really does. And being born into this world. From a Christian perspective, it goes back to the garden. So the fall of man in the garden and all the sins that came down and how our life is now. Young lady Friday had said she hadn't slept well. And she hadn't slept. She had nightmares. And in the nightmare, some men went to attack her. Okay? And I'll just leave it at that and go too depth in it. But she says, I usually carry a taser on me, and in my dream I had my taser, but my taser wouldn't work. It's just a nightmare. She said, but when I woke up this morning, my arm was as if whatever took place in this dream took place in her room. She proceeds to say that, and I say, and I'm looking at her because everything in my head is saying this is demonic. She's dealing with spirits. So when I say, be careful what you let in, you need to be careful. And I'm going to get into that because there's some more background on this young lady. She proceeds to say that her mother is a witch, is into witchcraft. And so she's trying to blame it on mom, which that might be part of it. And I guess she lives with her sister, and I guess it's culturally, this is a culture that they tend to have generations that live together in one home. That's their thing. Not my thing, but that's their thing. So she says that she's trying to get her own place. She's young. She may be about 23 years old. And she's trying to get her own place. And she said that my mom's a witch. Now, there are some other things that I know because she shared some other dreams with us where there's some kind of issue between her and her mom. I can say that for fact. She said, my mom's a witch. I'm like, okay, well, to me, that's not the only issue because there's other stuff I've noticed with her. She proceeds to share not only that mama's a witch, but she herself has been having issues, I think, with, it sounds like depression. I know she has temper, anger issues. She has some separation issues because her boyfriend right now wants space and she wants to be on him. So I get clingy. I get a very damaged person. I just get, and she had shared that her mom used to call her stupid and that she wasn't smart. So I get a very damaged person. Okay. So her solution is she is going to counseling, which I'm a fan of going to get help if you need it. But world help right now, you got to be selective where you get your help from. And from a Christian perspective, there's some things she's dabbling in that also open her up to some demonic stuff that might not just be her and mama. Okay. I mean, mama only. That has spirits up in this house. It might be some of what she's doing. So she has gone, and I know I didn't read the book name fully. I just know I said, oh, you know what you're reading there? And she handed me the book, and I looked at it, and I opened it up, and I'm like, ooh, because immediately I knew this is not good. So, Christian, there are all this other stuff, all this other spiritual stuff, Buddha, yoga, metaphysical, all that stuff. You're opening yourself up to more demonic spirits. Because if it ain't a God, it's a Satan. It's just the way that's the way the ball bounces. Believe what you want to believe. I can't help you. I can just tell you facts. Okay. So as she started reading this book and delving into whatever else she delving into, all of a sudden now she's having dreams that are now manifesting physically. And I looked at her and I said, sound to me like you need to have a talk with Jesus. You need to pray to Jesus, get some awareness, and then you need to go through that house with some oil and with Jesus' name and start laying your hands on stuff, praying. And in the name of Jesus, can't nothing stay up in my house. That's not of him. What I want to say, because when I saw this, and I did a video for my Christian channel called Spiritual, but what I want to tell you is be careful the things that you invite. A lot of you, especially in the newer generation of people, matter of fact, I watch this guy, Max which I love. It's a little van life channel, and he's meditating in his van, Everything's going bad, just hinky. Every time I turn around, something going bad. So you dive deeper and deeper into this metaphysical meditation. Be careful what you open yourself up for, because you may think you're doing it and you're helpful. It's the enemy is smart at what he does. Satan is very smart at what he does. He makes you think you need him. Like now, I'm going through my phone deleting secular music because I'm trying to get myself away from secular music, other than probably jazz, classical, maybe folk, bluegrass, but like R&B and stuff like that, because my mind goes somewhere else. So I was like, nope, we got to cut all of this. So I'm going through right now deleting artists that I know are tied to that. We got to make some choices in this life. And as we live it and breathe it in this physical existence, we have to understand this is not the only thing we're living this life for. We're also living this life for the future, spiritually. So when we're walking around here and we're thinking, oh, I'm just seeing flesh and blood, me. No, and the weird part is most people know there's something other than us here. She's fully aware that there's something more spiritual, because you wouldn't have said, my mom is a witch. So that tells me you already realize there are spiritual things that are beyond the flesh person you see in the mirror every day, and the flesh and the material world you see. So it tells me already that you know there are spiritual things. The problem is most people want to go and do their own thing. If I become Christian, or if I look at a biblical worldview of things, that then drives me to say I have to submit to those rules. Now, we have a group of people now, doesn't matter what lifestyle, whatever, doesn't matter what age, could be my age. These people are trying to make the Bible fit the way they want them to. They want the Bible and Christianity to bend to the culture. It can't. It is what it is. We can't make it fit us. Hold on. I'm trying to make sure the chat's there. We can't make it fit who we are. And oftentimes, that's what people are trying to do. And so every other religion, I can be flexible. It's kind of free willy, loosey goosey, and it may not require certain things of me. And the things that it does require, I can still stay in my ratchetness. Whereas if I come into Christianity, God is going to hold a mirror up to me and say, look at me. Now, you can't fix yourself, and he will take you through that journey, but you do have to acknowledge that you got issues. And that's hard. The other ones, they'll, oh, okay, we can make you okay, and we're, you can meditate on this and get peace in the madness of your situation. And again, you're opening yourself up to more spirits. This it's a hard cup of tea for most people to swallow. And I've been teaching on a series right now and doing a lead in to get into the Gospel of Matthew. And there's been parts where it just tells you that people hear me and not get this. They won't hear it because it doesn't, they don't understand it. So when you're sitting up here, and God bless you for those of you who are doing self-help and all this other stuff, make sure you're choosing the right thing. Because some people are not choosing the best thing for them. They're opening themselves up to crazy, crazy stuff. I was just watching on the news here. A guy who's looking at Arizona, my state. And there are people who, for the longest time, they've been telling us, oh, you guys got a water shortage. You got a water shortage. The previous political administration didn't do anything about it, because the group that he is under, they all about the money, and they don't really care. Immediate money. We're not looking at long-term effects. Well, the new people that are in there now are like, no, we're going to look 100 years out. And so finally somebody said, you know what? No more new subdivisions anymore. Well, they really need to say all building projects need to stop here in Arizona. But they don't. Instead, they were letting all this happen. And now they talking about we're, I think, 4% over for the next 100 years or whatever it is for being able to supply water to Phoenix. Yeah. And a lot of people thought oh, we had that big snow and all that stuff in California, and that's going to help with the climate issue. No, it, that's just scratching the surface. Where we're at in time right now, everything is a wrap up. And people can sit and not be on the right bandwagon if they don't want to be. But this is a wrap up. Everything is a wrap up right now. Anyway, y'all, I just want to get on here because I know I've been talking a lot on, I don't know, leaning into the dealing with your stuff. And when this young lady had her issues on Friday, um, it just made me, and I did it on Christian Channel, doing it here. It made me, and I'm listening to her, it made me say, you know what, you got to be careful and share with people. Be careful what you're bringing on board when you're doing self-help. Because a lot of times, most people are bringing on board stuff. And I ain't gonna say Christians are 100%, well, let me rephrase that. Not everybody who claims to be Christian is going to be 100%. There are some folks that ain't there. And some people who have been deceived and misled, even in that arena. But I know, to me, biblical foundations are going to be the best way to deal, especially when you're dealing with spiritual stuff. And her stuff is deeply spiritual. When you're waking up and your arm, you can physically feel. And from the way she was describing it, it sounds like she's seen stuff in this house too. You can physically feel stuff and you're seeing stuff, and it's even attacking and manifesting from the dream to the outside of the dream. You're dealing with some heavy duty spirits. You're dealing with some heavy duty demons. And like I said, she just started opening up to reading these metaphysical, new agey books. And I'm just like, baby, all you doing is opening you up and telling, come on, more demons. Your mother being into witchcraft, living in the house is already one problem. You're opening yourself up to more demons. And there's something really unique going on in this house. She told us a situation of her dog that was outside died. I said her sister looked at it 2 hours prior. The dog was alive. 2 hours later, the dog's mouth is full of flies and fly eggs. I'm like, that don't happen that quick. That just doesn't happen that quick. To where you seeing that doesn't happen that quick. There's something more going on. Either somebody poisoned that dog, something else was going on, or that dog was dead a lot longer than what you're telling us. So there's a whole bunch of stuff that's not right. And so she's talking about she's trying to get her own place. I don't know. God bless her. That's all I can say. But be careful, people, what you're getting involved in. Anyway, I wouldn't be on here long because ain't nobody on chatting, but that's pretty much it. I'm trying to think of anything else. I think I have the link to the Christian Facebook page in here. We are doing a Matthew study. You guys got to reach out to me if you want to be part of that. Trying to think what else. That's it. I hope you guys are having a blessed weekend. I may do these on Sundays and Saturdays. It depends. They've got some new positions at my company. I don't know. I'm thinking about going for one of them, but the schedule I'm not liking. It's still an afternoon schedule, but it's early afternoon. And I'm more of a later afternoon. Like my shift now is 3:30 to midnight. The one they have is 12:30 to 9, and it would be a middle management position if I got it. But it's quite a bit more money, almost $8 more money. But I don't know. I'm praying on it because like I said, that's a lot. School's going good though. I'm in a Theology 2 class right now, holding an A-. So God is good. Anyway, y'all, I'm getting ready to move over to, y'all see the madness I showed y'all earlier. This is the plastics I'm keeping that I stacked up. I'm getting ready to pull this wire bin out and put it in the big bin in front of me. Actually, I got to pull the big bin up and clean off the top because I was using it as a storage table and it's getting ready to get cleaned off. Anyway, y'all, 2 and 2, be blessed. Please watch what y'all ingesting. If you don't know Jesus, go find, all you gotta do is have a talk with him and ask him to show himself to you, especially in the days and the hours which we're in. You do need to do that because we don't have a lot of time left, in my humble opinion, on this planet. And it doesn't even matter if it's a rapture or not. You don't know if you don't have enough time left on this planet. Somebody I just saw was like baby under 30 years old and dead. That's young. Anyway, peace, 2 and 2.